Are you curious about which U.S. cities have earned the title of most dangerous in 2025? Think you know where crime is highest in the country? From violent crime rates to the most dangerous neighborhoods, we've got the inside scoop on the cities you might want to think twice about visiting. But here's the twist. These cities have more to them than just their crime stats. Intrigued? Stick around as we uncover the truth behind these notorious places and fascinating insights that'll leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about safety in the U.S. Number 1. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee. The soulful city known for its blues, barbecue, and unfortunately, a crime rate that sings a grim tune. In 2025, Memphis recorded a jaw-dropping violent crime rate of 2,351 incidents per 100,000 people, making it one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. To put that in perspective, the national average is around 400 per 100,000 people, meaning Memphis's crime rate is nearly 6 times higher. Yikes! Now, let's dive into some specifics. Aggravated assaults lead the pack, making up over 60% of violent crimes reported. Property crime isn't far behind, with car thefts surging by 27% compared to 2024. On average, 2 cars are stolen every hour in Memphis. Talk about a fast-moving crime scene. And sadly, homicides are another sobering statistic. The city saw over 290 murders last year, keeping its homicide rate among the top in the nation. But Memphis isn't all doom and gloom. It's a city fighting back with heart. Community organizations have ramped up efforts, focusing on youth programs to curb crime at its roots. For instance, programs like 901 BLOC Squad have shown a 10% reduction in violent incidents in targeted neighborhoods. Memphis is also investing in technology, with an additional 1,500 surveillance cameras installed citywide in 2025 to keep an eagle eye on crime hotspots. Despite these challenges, Memphis is still a vibrant city. From the lively streets of Beale Street to the serenity of the Mississippi River, the city has an undeniable charm. Locals will tell you it's a place where neighbors come together in times of need, and efforts to improve safety are gaining momentum. So, while the numbers are shocking, the story of Memphis is also one of hope and resilience. Number 2. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is famous for its iconic Gateway Arch, often called the Gateway to the West. But these days, it could also be called the Gateway to Danger, with a violent crime rate of 2,082 per 100,000 people in 2025. That's over 5 times the national average, making St. Louis a perennial contender on the list of America's most dangerous cities. The numbers are staggering. Homicides are particularly troubling, with the city reporting 70 murders per 100,000 residents, one of the highest rates in the country. To put it another way, that's nearly 15 times higher than the global average. Armed robberies and aggravated assaults are also rampant, accounting for more than 65% of all violent crime reports. In fact, St. Louis averages around 1,800 aggravated assaults annually, meaning almost 5 assaults occur every day. What's behind these alarming figures? Economic disparities play a significant role. Nearly 23% of residents live below the poverty line, compared to the national average of around 12%. The unemployment rate in some neighborhoods can soar as high as 18%, leaving many residents struggling to make ends meet. These challenges often create environments where crime becomes a way of life for some. However, it's not all bad news. St. Louis is making strides to turn things around. Community policing initiatives have shown promise, and the city recently allocated $20 million to improve public safety, including investments in youth programs and neighborhood revitalization. Efforts like these have contributed to a slight 2% decrease in overall crime compared to 2024, showing that change is possible. Yet, St. Louis remains a complex city. It's a place of contrast where the beauty of the Gateway Arch stands against the backdrop of urban struggles. But for those who call it home, there's a shared determination to make their city safer and more welcoming for all. Number 3. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan, affectionately known as the Motor City, has a history that's as rich as its challenges are steep. In 2025, Detroit remains a city of contrasts. While revitalization projects bring hope, its violent crime rate tells another story. With 2,046 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, Detroit ranks as one of the most dangerous cities in America. This figure is over 5 times the national average, highlighting the uphill battle the city faces in ensuring safety for its residents. The numbers are chilling. Detroit reports an average of 330 homicides annually, which breaks down to nearly 1 murder every day. Armed robberies are also a significant issue, with 3,200 incidents recorded last year, making it one of the top crimes plaguing the city. Aggravated assaults top the charts, accounting for 70% of all violent crimes. In neighborhoods like Brightmoor and Warrendale, crime rates spike even higher, leaving residents wary about venturing out after dark. What's driving these high crime rates? Economic hardship plays a huge role. Nearly 30% of Detroit's population lives below the poverty line, more than double the national average. In some of the city's hardest-hit areas, unemployment exceeds 20%, and opportunities for upward mobility remain limited. These socioeconomic factors create a breeding ground for crime, as people struggle to make ends meet. But Detroit is not a city to give up without a fight. Community initiatives and law enforcement are stepping up efforts to turn things around. Programs like Ceasefire Detroit have seen a 15% drop in gang-related shootings by focusing on intervention and conflict resolution. The city has also invested $50 million in neighborhood revitalization projects, aiming to create safer, more vibrant communities. And let's not forget the spirit of Detroiters. Despite the statistics, the city is bursting with energy and resilience. Downtown Detroit is alive with cultural events, from jazz festivals to art exhibitions, and local businesses are making a comeback. It's a testament to the city's determination to rise above its challenges. Detroit's story is far from over. While the numbers may paint a grim picture, the city's heartbeat is strong, and its people are fighting for a brighter future. Number 4. Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham, Alabama, known as the Magic City, has a charm that's hard to ignore. But beneath its historical landmarks and southern hospitality lies a harsh reality. It's one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. in 2025. The city's violent crime rate sits at 1,975 per 100,000 residents, making it nearly 5 times higher than the national average. For a city with a population of just over 200,000, these numbers are unsettling. Homicides are a significant concern, with Birmingham recording 130 murders in 2025, equating to a homicide rate of 65 per 100,000 people. This places it among the top cities for homicides per capita. Additionally, armed robberies and aggravated assaults are rampant, with over 4,500 incidents reported annually. In some neighborhoods, like Ensley and West End, crime rates are even higher, creating areas where residents often feel unsafe. The root causes of Birmingham's high crime rates are multifaceted. Poverty is a major factor, with 24% of the population living below the poverty line, compared to the national average of 12%. Educational disparities and a lack of job opportunities further exacerbate the problem, leaving many residents trapped in a cycle of hardship and crime. Despite these challenges, Birmingham is making strides toward change. The city has launched initiatives like Project Safe Neighborhoods, which has led to a 12% reduction in violent crime in targeted areas by focusing on community engagement and law enforcement collaboration. Additionally, Birmingham has increased its police force by 10%, with an emphasis on community policing to build trust and deter crime. Birmingham's downtown area is also experiencing a renaissance. Investments in infrastructure and new businesses have brought life back to the city center. Regents Field, a popular spot for sports fans, and Railroad Park, often called Birmingham's living room, are drawing families and visitors alike. Birmingham's story is one of contrasts, a city rich in history and culture but grappling with serious challenges. Yet its people are resilient, and efforts to create a safer and more prosperous Birmingham are well underway. The Magic City is determined to live up to its name. Number 5. Little Rock, Arkansas. Little Rock, Arkansas might be the capital of the natural state, but its challenges with crime make it one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. in 2025. With a population of just over 200,000, its violent crime rate is an astonishing 1,919 incidents per 100,000 residents, over 4 times the national average. Despite its size, Little Rock grapples with issues more commonly associated with much larger urban areas. The city recorded 50 homicides in 2025, which might seem small compared to larger cities, but with a population of its size, this translates to a homicide rate of 25 per 100,000 people, significantly higher than the national average. Aggravated assaults dominate the crime statistics, making up about 75% of violent incidents, with nearly 2,800 cases annually. Armed robberies and property crimes, such as burglary and vehicle theft, are also pervasive, creating a sense of unease among residents. Economic hardship is a driving force behind these crime rates. In some of Little Rock's hardest-hit neighborhoods, poverty rates soar above 30%, leaving many residents with limited access to resources and opportunities. Unemployment and underemployment exacerbate these conditions, creating an environment where crime often feels like a means of survival. However, Little Rock is fighting back. Programs like re-entry mentorship, aimed at supporting individuals transitioning from incarceration, have reduced recidivism rates by 18%, helping to disrupt cycles of crime. The city has also increased investments in community centers and after-school programs, providing at-risk youth with alternatives to criminal activity. Amidst these challenges, Little Rock retains its charm. The River Market District buzzes with live music, farmers markets, and restaurants offering authentic Southern cuisine. The city also boasts cultural attractions like the Clinton Presidential Library and Pinnacle Mountain State Park, drawing tourists and locals alike. Little Rock's journey is one of resilience. While the crime rates tell a grim story, the efforts of community leaders and residents to create safer neighborhoods offer hope. With its natural beauty, cultural heritage, and strong-willed citizens, Little Rock is determined to overcome its obstacles and build a brighter future. Number 6. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, Louisiana, famous for its vibrant music, Creole cuisine, and Mardi Gras celebrations, also faces a darker reality. In 2025, the Big Easy grapples with a violent crime rate of 1,885 incidents per 100,000 residents, making it one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. This rate is nearly 4 times the national average, casting a shadow over the city's lively streets and historic charm. Homicides are a significant concern. The city reported 240 murders in 2025, resulting in a per capita rate of 58 homicides per 100,000 people, one of the highest in the nation. Beyond homicides, robberies and aggravated assaults dominate the crime landscape, with over 3,500 incidents annually. The French Quarter and other popular tourist areas remain relatively safe, but neighborhoods like Central City and Algiers face much higher crime rates. What fuels these high crime rates? Socioeconomic disparities are a major factor. Nearly 25% of New Orleans' population lives below the poverty line, and unemployment rates in some areas hover around 10%, double the national average. Limited access to quality education and healthcare further compounds these issues, leaving many residents trapped in cycles of poverty and crime. The city is not standing idly by. Programs like NOLA for Life, which focuses on reducing gun violence, have shown promise, with targeted neighborhoods experiencing a 12% reduction in shootings. Law enforcement has also introduced neighborhood policing initiatives, fostering trust between officers and the communities they serve. Despite its struggles, New Orleans remains a cultural powerhouse. Tourists flock to its jazz clubs, historic architecture, and world-renowned festivals. The resilience of New Orleanians shines through in their love for their city and their determination to improve it. New Orleans is a place of contradictions. Joy and hardship coexist. While the statistics are sobering, the city's unique culture and indomitable spirit continue to inspire hope for a safer future. Number 7. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio, known as The Land, has made strides in revitalizing its downtown and waterfront areas. But in 2025, the city's violent crime rate of 1,849 incidents per 100,000 residents places it among the most dangerous in the nation. This rate is nearly 4 times the national average, highlighting the challenges that persist despite efforts to improve. Homicides are a major issue in Cleveland, with 180 murders reported in 2025, translating to a rate of 46 homicides per 100,000 people. Aggravated assaults account for the majority of violent crimes, with over 5,800 cases annually, while robberies and carjackings remain prevalent. Certain neighborhoods, such as Glenville and Kinsman, see crime rates significantly higher than the city average. Cleveland's struggles are rooted in economic disparity. The poverty rate stands at 28%, with some neighborhoods reaching levels of 35%. Unemployment, underfunded schools, and a lack of affordable housing exacerbate these challenges, creating an environment where crime often flourishes. The city is working to turn things around. Initiatives like the Neighborhood Safety and Engagement Fund have invested $25 million in community-based solutions, focusing on crime prevention and youth programs. Cleveland has also implemented police reforms to build trust and improve accountability, with early signs of progress in reducing certain types of crime. Cleveland's sports culture, thriving art scene, and growing tech sector are bright spots that continue to draw residents and visitors. The city's resilience is evident in its commitment to rebuilding, proving that Clevelanders are determined to overcome their challenges. Number 8. Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri is famous for its jazz, barbecue, and sports fanaticism, but it also ranks as one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. in 2025. With a violent crime rate of 1,927 per 100,000 residents, Kansas City faces a grim reality beneath its vibrant culture. This rate is nearly 5 times the national average, and the numbers paint a troubling picture of life in this otherwise lively Midwestern hub. Homicides are a significant issue. In 2025, Kansas City reported 170 murders, resulting in a homicide rate of 35 per 100,000 people. Aggravated assaults dominate the crime statistics, with over 8,100 cases annually, accounting for more than 70% of violent crimes reported. Property crimes are also rampant, with 19,000 incidents of burglary and theft recorded each year, keeping law enforcement stretched thin. Economic disparities are a key contributor to Kansas City's crime rates. While parts of the city, like downtown and the Crossroads Arts District, thrive with development and commerce, other neighborhoods face significant challenges. Areas like East Kansas City struggle with poverty rates exceeding 25%, double the national average. These economic divides foster environments where crime becomes a survival mechanism for some residents. Despite the challenges, Kansas City is taking active steps toward improvement. The city has invested in community policing initiatives, increasing neighborhood patrols and fostering stronger relationships between law enforcement and residents. Programs like KC No Violence Alliance, KC Nova, have focused on reducing gang-related violence, leading to a 10% decrease in shootings since their implementation. Additionally, Kansas City has prioritized youth engagement, with after-school programs and job training opportunities aiming to reduce crime at its roots. Kansas City's cultural scene remains a shining beacon amid its struggles. The city is home to world-class museums, vibrant festivals, and, of course, some of the best barbecue joints in the country. Sporting events at Arrowhead Stadium and Kauffman Stadium bring communities together, highlighting the city's love for its teams. Kansas City's story is one of contrasts, balancing cultural richness with the challenges of urban crime. While the statistics are alarming, the city's resilience and ongoing efforts to create safer neighborhoods offer hope for a brighter future. Number 9. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina might be famous for its stunning coastline and bustling boardwalk, but it's also grappling with a growing crime problem. In 2025, the city's violent crime rate reached 1,826 incidents per 100,000 residents, making it one of the most dangerous places in the country. For a city with a population of just over 35,000, this rate is alarming. Myrtle Beach reported 25 homicides in 2025, a relatively high number for its size. Property crimes, including theft and burglary, are rampant, with over 5,500 incidents annually. Tourist areas see spikes in petty crime, such as pickpocketing and scams, while local neighborhoods contend with more serious issues like armed robberies and drug-related violence. Tourism, the city's lifeblood, is a double-edged sword. While it brings in over $7 billion annually, it also attracts criminal activity targeting visitors. Additionally, seasonal employment and housing instability contribute to economic challenges for residents, with 20% of the population living below the poverty line. Efforts to combat crime include increased police presence in tourist hotspots and investment in surveillance technology. Myrtle Beach has also launched community programs aimed at addressing youth delinquency and providing job training, which have shown modest success in reducing crime. Despite its challenges, Myrtle Beach remains a beloved destination. Its pristine beaches, golf courses, and family-friendly attractions draw millions of visitors each year. The city is determined to balance its role as a tourist haven with the safety of its residents, working tirelessly to address the issues at hand. Number 10. Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado, renowned for its breathtaking mountain views, outdoor adventures, and thriving craft beer scene, also faces challenges as a rising crime hub. In 2025, Denver's violent crime rate reached 1,785 incidents per 100,000 residents, placing it among the most dangerous cities in the United States. Despite its reputation as a haven for nature enthusiasts and a booming tech hub, the mile-high city has seen an unsettling rise in crime over the past decade. Homicides, while not as frequent as in other cities, remain a concern, with 110 murders reported in 2025, equating to a rate of 15 per 100,000 residents, which is nearly 3 times the national average. Aggravated assaults and robberies dominate the city's crime statistics, with over 5,400 cases of assaults and 3,200 robberies annually. Property crime, particularly car theft, has become rampant, with Denver ranking in the top 10 U.S. cities for auto theft, logging over 20,000 stolen vehicles in 2025 alone. A contributing factor to Denver's crime surge is the city's rapid growth. Over the past decade, Denver's population has increased by 20%, pushing it to nearly 760,000 residents. While this growth has boosted the economy, it has also strained housing and infrastructure, leading to a rise in homelessness and economic disparity. Nearly 11,000 people experience homelessness in the Denver metro area, with many congregating in downtown neighborhoods where crime rates are highest. Additionally, the city has faced challenges in addressing the drug epidemic, with fentanyl-related overdoses rising 22% in the past year, often linked to violent criminal activity. Despite these challenges, Denver is actively working to improve safety. The city has invested $40 million into community policing programs and increased funding for mental health services to address the root causes of crime. Programs like Denver Outreach Court provide alternatives to incarceration for nonviolent offenders, helping reduce recidivism rates. Public safety campaigns focusing on car theft prevention and neighborhood watch initiatives have also shown promising results in deterring crime. Denver's beauty and culture continue to attract new residents and tourists alike. With iconic attractions like Red Rocks Amphitheater, the Denver Art Museum, and proximity to the Rockies, the city's appeal is undeniable. While crime remains a significant challenge, the mile-high city is committed to balancing growth, safety, and its cherished outdoor lifestyle, working toward a future where its reputation for adventure and community can shine without the shadow of rising crime.